Welcome to Dai Headlines. I'm Helen Now. Thank you for joining us. Another area which bore much of the brunt of the December floods in Malaysia was Kuala Lipis in Pahang State. At the end of January, Tzu Chi volunteers carried out a cash card distribution to help the residents rebuild their homes and lives. We also meet Tzu Chi volunteer Chen Xijiao, the team captain of Kuala Lipis District, who has worked tirelessly to ensure that the large-scale cash card distribution was carried out smoothly and efficiently.
Tzu Chi volunteers from the Kuala Lumpur and Selangor chapter are bringing hope to residents of Kuala Lipis in Pahang State by holding their first ever cash card distribution.
We conducted a cash card distribution in Kuala Lipis today for 985 households, and the entire event was carried out very smoothly. The total amount was about 1 million ringgit. The monetary support we provided was in the form of cash cards, so it was less nerve-wracking for us to deal with. It's also more convenient for the residents too.
With just one swipe, information on the residents' identity cards is synced immediately with the cash card.
The distribution of cash cards is a first for us. From the time of the floods to the implementation of cash for work programs to the coordination of the distribution with local village chiefs and government officials, we put the needs of these flood survivors first. It's a difficult time for them as they all suffered the biggest brunt of the floods. This is really wonderful. Thank you so much for your help.
Tzu Chi volunteers' well wishes in the form of cash cards hold a greater significance for these residents.
Tzu Chi is the first group to come to help us with monetary assistance. The cash cards will alleviate the burden of residents here. So as the village chief, I want to extend my utmost thanks to Tzu Chi for implementing the cash for work project and organizing the distribution in our village.
Well, I like to thank Tzu Chi for the love and concern they have. When I saw all those helping, it makes me feel very sad and very happy.
Her phone ringing non-stop while trying to coordinate all matters regarding the distribution. Since the floods, local Tzu Chi volunteer Chen Xijiao has been juggling many balls at once.
We have very few volunteers here. There are only about 5 or 6 that are involved full-time. After everything that has happened, we empathize with the flood survivors and will, of course, do everything in our power to help them. The master often reminds us to uphold the 4 virtues of gratitude, contentment, understanding, and tolerance, and apply them in whatever we do. We have to be understanding and tolerant of others and be grateful for the opportunity to serve others.
Despite juggling multiple tasks at once, Chen is always seen wearing a smile. With sincerity and respect, she hands over the blessings of Master Zheng Yan and volunteers to local residents.
I am so moved by this large-scale event. I have been taking calls non-stop over the past few days, trying to coordinate everything. But seeing how well the event turned out and the smiles on the residents' faces, all the hard work has been worth it.
Whether it is diving into the front lines or working behind the scenes, Chen's contributions have been applauded and highly praised by all.
I have deep respect for her. She is a wonderful person. When the roads were flooded, she came to help us. She prepared food for us and found a place for us to rest at night. She knows I'm the village chief, so she has been keeping me informed since the floods. We are familiar with the blue and white uniform. If we cross paths again in the future, Tzu Chi volunteers will no longer be strangers to us.
Overcoming all challenges, the volunteers' humility and selflessness ensured residents received the assistance they needed to get their lives back on track.